Hello everyone and welcome back to the Film Feast. My name is Sam Donchus, I am your host, and it is great to have you back in my company once again to talk about film news. Last week, it was a monsoon of news, but now we have a little bit of a drought this week. Only 4 stories to talk about, one of which has already been debunked and another one has been kind of half debunked. All the same, I am very excited to talk about all of it, so let's get to it. Also, one quick announcement, the giveaway from last week's episode for my Looper Ultraviolet code is still active. All you have to do is go to that video, comment on it, and tell me what your favorite part of Looper was. And you will be entered for a chance to win my 1 Ultraviolet code for the movie. And if you haven't seen Looper, go check out the trailer. If you think it looks cool, comment on the video and say, "Hey Sam, I haven't seen the movie, but I'd like to win the code so I can see the movie," and I will enter you. A few weeks ago, Fox announced that they had a new Ridley Scott movie planned for March of 2016, but they had not released the title yet. That film is Prometheus 2. If you weren't a fan of the first Prometheus, I don't know what to tell you that would make you come back for a sequel, but I can say this much. Damon Lindelof is not going to be writing the script. And for me, he was the reason why the first film wasn't really that good. If it wasn't for the shoddy script that had very weird plot turns and character motivations, I thought Prometheus could have been pretty decent. And I especially thought the visuals in Prometheus were excellent. It was one of the best looking movies of 2012. And the acting wasn't that bad either. So, assuming they can get both Michael Fassbender and Noomi Rapace back for this sequel, I'm down for it. Scott is currently working on a rewrite for the script for Prometheus 2 with Michael Green, whose credits include Smallville, Heroes, and Green Lantern. Okay, so maybe there are some more reasons to not be excited for it, but you know what? I'm gonna give Ridley Scott the benefit of the doubt. He's working with someone that he worked with previously on the reboot for Blade Runner. This news was first reported by The Wrap, and they had said that Scott was going to direct the film. But when Variety kind of dug a little bit deeper, it turns out that Scott's just producing it, and he might direct it? It's still kind of in the gray area. Now, the question is, will the critical success of this sequel hinge on Ridley Scott directing the movie? I'm not so sure. There are a ton of able-bodied directors out there who I think can construct a much better film, story-wise, character-wise, as well as visually, better than Ridley Scott. I'm not trying to say that Ridley Scott is a failure as a director, but a lot of his work, and I mean a lot of his work, is very hit or miss. And that's coming from a guy who has Alien listed in his favorite films of all time. So, would you go see a sequel to Prometheus? Let me know in the comments below. This next story comes from LatinoReview.com, who I said are right every once in a while and are wrong every once in a while, and this week they are wrong. But I still want to put the story out there for the sake of discussion. It was rumored that director Frank Darabont had pitched an idea to Disney for a Indiana Jones reboot, and that I actually think happened. The rumor really starts with actor Bradley Cooper being up for the role as the new Indiana Jones. You see, the idea is that Disney would go kind of a James Bond route with the Indiana Jones franchise, which kind of sounds ridiculous at first, but the more I think about it, the more it, I guess, makes sense. I like the indie movies a lot, but I'm not in love with them. I'm not tied down to the idea of Harrison Ford playing this character until he's a pile of bones.
Part-time.
And as far as actors who could, don the fedora and the whip, I don't think Bradley Cooper is far off from being one of the better choices. Now, like I said, this story has been, picked up, crumpled up, and thrown in the trash. So indie fans out there, you don't have anything to worry about yet. No one's going to try and replace Harrison Ford. Yes, Harrison Ford imbued a one-of-a-kind personality into Indy. But do I think it's a personality that cannot be emulated? I'm here to buck that notion. That's right, guys. I'm a mother bucker. No. Who, aside from diehard fans, say that Indiana Jones can't take the James Bond route. While Bradley Cooper has played some pretty despicable characters over the last couple of years, I don't think he's wrong for the role of Indiana Jones. He's a very personable actor, and someone I think a lot of modern audiences can get on board with. And obviously he's been an action star on more than one occasion, and let's be honest, he's better than Shia LaBeouf. So there it is. I put it on the table. slid it over to you. You can take a look at it, tell me what you think, but don't take it too seriously. Let's just talk about this in a hypothetical sense. Because it's not happening, and it probably won't happen anytime soon. Although, Hollywood can surprise us sometimes, in the worst ways. In a recent interview, comedian TJ Miller spilled the beans that he would be voicing one of the characters from Disney's next animated film, Big Hero 6. And the character's name is Fred. I don't really know what that means, but if you've read the comics, you do, and that's awesome. I'm fairly optimistic for this one, and I'm pretty excited for it. This will be Disney Animation's first feature-length adaptation of a Marvel property. TJ Miller has a big personality that I think will go great with voice acting. Other than that, I don't know what else to tell you other than stay tuned to this channel for more news about Big Hero 6. And now, the last story of the week. There's a good chance a lot of you won't care about this story, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway because I'm excited. From IndieWire's The Playlist, Magic Mike 2 has its official title and a director. The sequel will be titled Magic Mike XXL and will be directed by Gregory Jacobs, who is Steven Soderbergh's longtime first assistant director. Under any other circumstance, the news of an assistant director taking over for the sequel wouldn't be that awesome for me. But Gregory Jacobs has worked with Steven Soderbergh since King of the Hill. At first, a Magic Mike sequel seemed like a gimmick to me, something just to get ladies back into the seats who enjoyed the first one. But I think Channing Tatum, who was the co-writer for the first film and will also be co-writing this next film, really does have more to say about this character. And if you think I'm crazy, give Magic Mike a watch, or give it a second watch, or even give it a third watch. It really is one of the best coming-of-age films of 2012. Magic Mike XXL. I can't believe that's the title. That's awesome. It will start shooting in the fall, and you can expect a release date probably in late 2015, maybe early 2016. So hey, that's the end of the news for this week. So let's talk about the trailer of the week. Alright, here we go! This week's trailer is for Jupiter Ascending. It's the Wachowskis' newest movie. It stars Mila Kunis as a nobody Earthling, or at least she thinks she's an Earthling, who finds out that she is actually a queen or something from Jupiter. Eddie Redmayne plays a villain who finds out that there is still an heir to the throne, and he's not too happy about that. Channing Tatum plays some sort of space elf who looks like he's right out of Empire of the Sun, and he wants to protect Mila Kunis' character and bring her back to the planet so that she can rule. There are a few story elements in here that aren't completely original, but I do think the Wachowskis' vision is original. This is the film's second trailer, and it pushes the weirdness, but most importantly the beauty of the film even further. And I especially like the fact that Mila Kunis is playing a character who is going on the hero's journey, which is something that we don't see a lot with women. Although more than one time it looks like she's the damsel in distress, which I hope is something that she breaks out of sooner rather than later in the movie's runtime. Hey Hollywood, we really don't need another damsel in distress. So here's hoping that it's good. You can go check out the trailer. I put a link in the D box. I've got to keep my fingers crossed. So that is it for this week's Film Feast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried a new video review format out for Noah. It's my very first video review, and I really hope you guys liked it. If you don't, let me know. I need to know if something works and if something doesn't work, so that I can make the channel as good as it can be. And yeah, I hope you guys can join me for next week's episode of the Film Feast, where there will be even more news and probably another giveaway. I wonder what it'll be. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I know. This episode is getting to you guys very late, and for that, I do apologize. My job has taken quite a toll on me, and I simply don't have as much time as I used to edit. This problem will probably be resurfacing next week, as I will be editing my Captain America: The Winter Soldier review. Your patience means the world to me, and I hope you guys are still enjoying these videos as late as they are. As always, you guys can check out the Film Feast Facebook page, where I usually post links to trailers and talk about them a little bit, give my just quick thoughts about them. My Letterboxd account has pretty much continuous reviews on it, although I haven't been watching a lot lately. And with my Twitter account, you never really know what you're gonna get, so you should definitely check that out. As for what you can look forward to, obviously there will be another episode of the Film Feast coming up. I'm also thinking about recording a TV dinner, and then my Captain America 2 review will be out next week. Thank you guys for watching.